There was once a man, a most ordinary man, who happened upon a wounded pantheress amidst a grove of sandalwood trees. While her sinewy coat was streaked with blood, she did not ask for help. She lay quietly, refusing to whimper, refusing to blink. She glanced at him unfazed, with the rings of gold she had for eyes. The man approached her slowly, cautiously, scared even. He fed her the remains from his satchel, and she accepted. She could be mine, he thought. He had always wanted a pet. He named it compassion, care, perhaps even love when he built her a cage. He would call it an enclosure, a sanctuary, even a home. However, he knew what it was. It was a cage. But he was kind. He called her Nila. He brought her what he believed to be delicacies in a porcelain dish, spoke gently to her. But she looked up at the canopy of leaves and all but ignored him. When he had attempted to brush her coat once, she had not growled. She had simply glared, and that had been enough to terrify him. He did not want to admit that, though. He did not want to admit that he had stepped back or that something had kept him up that night. He told himself she would never attack him. He believed it too, maybe. He had somehow tamed the beast so wild, hadn't he? He said so to the visitors who flocked to see her. She stays because she wants to, he said, perhaps to himself, as he did to anyone who would listen. He had calmed and softened a thing so feral. He must be powerful. He was no ordinary man. Nila did not growl. Nila did not bite. Nila did not leave. Nila, like him, believed he was special. The pantheress, however, did not. And then one morning she stood and began to walk. She didn't look back. She simply disappeared into the jungle. She simply walked away. He told the story for years about the pantheress he saved, about how he'd changed her, tamed her, and made her something of a lap cat. Nila. He passed his years telling this tale of how he had once owned a beautiful creature, and it had once needed him. It was easier than believing the truth that she had never been his. Years passed, and this man, a most ordinary man, happened upon the pantheress again. She appeared without a sound. She was whole, gleaming and unflinching. She moved like smoke over fire, quiet and quick. The only thing that gave her away were her eyes, distant yet sharp as they'd always been. He smiled in recognition. "It's you," he whispered. Then he called out to her, "Nila!" She didn't pause, didn't blink, didn't recognize him. She remembered only, perhaps, a cage. She lunged, tore his leg open with one quick swipe. He fell screaming. He cried and begged for her to remember him as his blood soaked the earth beneath him. His hands trembled and he looked up at her hoping for mercy. She sniffed him, looked into his eyes and roared. And then she walked away. This was no threat. This wasn't even prey. This was simply a man, a most ordinary man. The man sewed together a new story of how he had bravely fought a pantheress and survived. He still could not tell himself the truth. He had once tried to cage a wild thing, and she had spared him, not because he mattered, but because he didn't.